On tap, Ram's Head IPA. Hi, I'm James Knott, and this is your Better Beer Authority. Today's beer was provided by the brewery. We will be conducting a blind taste test so that the panelists are not influenced by the fact that the beer was free. Ram's Head IPA is a new release from the Fordham Brewing Company. This IPA was first released in January 2013 and is the first year-round release for the brewery in 6 years. It is 75 IBUs and 7.5% alcohol by volume. Fordham describes it as a departure from the sessionability of the other beers in their lineup. It is a West Coast IPA with Bravo, Chinook, and Motueka hops. They balance that with pale, Munich, and rye malts. It is available in 6-packs and on draft. Bravo to them for providing a clear bottling date on the label. This beer was bottled on January 11th, 2013, and we are sampling it less than a month later on February 4th. Ryan, what kind of flavors are you pulling out of this beer?
The flavors, as we were talking about, there's not a huge amount of hop character. The malt character that I'm getting is somewhat lower. I guess the main thing that comes through to me is just the kind of a bitter punch.
Bitter punch.
Yeah, right in the taste buds.
Yeah.
Are there any aromas coming out of this?
It's got a hoppy aroma, and I feel like that's a stronger presence than the actual hops in the beer. There are hops in the taste.
Is it kind of citrusy or?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's more like citrusy. I guess maybe a little even grapefruit, but you know, that's just on the initial taste, and then it kind of mellows out after that and just kind of leaves you dry. I don't know. It's an interesting beer. It's an interesting taste.
With us now we have Matt Gierheiser, a local beer geek, who is filling in for today. Matt, why are you smacking your lips as you drink this?
Well, was it you said it leaves you dry?
Yeah.
I'm definitely getting some of that. It finishes very dry. I'm not in a good way necessarily. If I had to choose one word, it'd be kind of soapy.
Soapy?
Yeah, that's what when it kind of leaves me dry, kind of like.
Yeah.
Kind of like that. I'm not getting a whole lot of.
There's dry that makes you want to come back for more.
Yeah.
And then there's a dry that just makes you.
There's this dry.
Yeah, kind of smack your lips together.
Well,
It leaves me thirsty.
This is supposed to be a West Coast style IPA. It's 7.5% ABV and 75 IBUs. Okay, so now you have that information. How does this hold up with other West Coast IPAs, Ryan?
I think the bitterness is there. To me, like I was saying, I get a big bitter punch, and that's kind of hitting the spot for me tonight. But as far as the rest of the things that you think of when you think of West Coast style, you think big flavor, big aroma, and that's not really coming through in this beer for me. So to me, it's not what I would think would kind of typify the West Coast style.
Not as floral. Do you mean?
Just not as big in terms of hop character.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, Ryan, what rating would you give this beer?
I'm giving it a 7, even though it's not hitting all of the notes that we would maybe want or expect out of a West Coast IPA. For me, it's hitting the spot tonight, and I am getting some of the dry stuff that you guys are talking about, but to me, it's not. I guess maybe not as unpalatably dry.
Right. Yeah.
And I'd much rather have an IPA that finishes dry than one that kind of coats your tongue and kind of leaves you feeling thick in the mouth.
You have to chew.
Yeah.
Okay, Joby, does the malt stick out for this one, and what's your rating?
It's kind of hidden in there. If it has to be anything, I think it's more on the hop side than it is, balanced. Not as balanced with the malts of it. Back what Ryan was saying, the dryness might come off with the little alcohol finish, 7.5 ABV, so that might attribute to some of the alcohol dryness we're getting there at the end. As far as a rating, I'm going to go with a 6, James. I think without knowing what this beer is, I think there's other West Coast IPAs that I would tend to lean on before I go to this one. But all in all, I think it's a pretty average West Coast IPA.
Okay. And Matt, what's your rating and why?
I'm giving it a 5. I think that's it. It's average for me. I like a good IPA, like Stone a lot of those IPAs, but this, as far as my favorite style of beer, it's leaving me a little high and dry, so I'm going to stick with 5.
Stick with 5. Okay, well, today's beer, which was released in January of 2013, is Ram's Head IPA from the Fordham Brewing Company. So you can take a look at it. This was sent to us by Fordham, and it's their newest first release in 6 years for this brewery.
One of the things that I was kind of thinking about when we were talking about the hop character is how much age it had on it, and since this was bottled less than a month ago, it is a very fresh beer. So the low hop flavor and hop aroma that we're getting wasn't due to age; it was just due to the beer itself.
Yeah. Joby, what's your big picture on this one?
Well, it's interesting, James, that this comes out of Fordham, since we visited it last, I guess it was February, almost about a year ago. So, all in all, I mean, I think I'm solid with my rating to 6. Again, it's a nice offering from Fordham. It's just, again, not my first choice for West Coast IPAs.
And Matt, what's your big picture on this beer? Does this make you want to try other beers from Fordham?
I would probably say not so much. They call it a West Coast IPA, probably East Coast IPA in style, whatever that means. But as far as those big floral, hoppy West Coast IPAs that I really like, among some of my favorite beers. But
like which ones?
I like Stone. I don't know if Green Flash is a
West Coast IPA.
Yeah, I mean that's up there. This is just it's got some hops, it's got some alcohol content, but as far as making me want to drink a lot of it, I'll stick with the one I just had and see what else they got. But sometimes a sessionable beer can be good. See what else they got, but based on this one, not my favorite IPA.
Not jumping out of your shorts.
Nope.
All right. Well, Fordham Ram's Head IPA gets a 6.0 on the BBA scale. That's what we think. Have you had a chance to try this new beer from Fordham Brewing Company? Let us know in the comments section. I'm James Knott. Thanks for watching, and this is your Better Beer Authority.
Better Beer Authority.